The Grand Theatre was alive with excitement. It was the opening night of the highly anticipated play, The Crimson Curtain, and the audience was buzzing with anticipation. The cast and crew had worked tirelessly for months, and now the moment had arrived. The lights dimmed, the curtain rose, and the performance began. But no one could have predicted the tragedy that was about to unfold. Detective Clara Hayes sat in the third row, enjoying the show. She wasn't there on official business, just a rare night off to indulge in her love of theatre. But as the second act began, chaos erupted. The lead actor, Victor Langston, collapsed on stage in the middle of his monologue. The audience gasped as the curtain was hastily drawn. Clara rushed backstage, flashing her badge to the panicked stagehands. Victor lay motionless on the floor, his face pale, and his lips tinged blue. A glass of water sat on a nearby table, half empty. Clara's instincts kicked in. She ordered everyone to stay back and examine the scene. Victor was dead, and it was no accident. The faint smell of bitter almonds lingered near the glass. Poison. The theatre was immediately sealed off. Clara began her investigation, starting with the cast and crew. Victor had been a brilliant but difficult actor, known for his temper and demanding nature. He had made enemies, but who would go so far as to kill him? First, there was Margaret Hale, the play's director. She had clashed with Victor repeatedly during rehearsals, frustrated by his constant diva-like behavior. Then there was Samuel Graves, the understudy, who stood to gain the most from Victor's death. Samuel had been waiting in the wings for years, desperate for his big break. Could he have poisoned Victor to take his place? Clara also questioned Eliza Bennett, the leading lady. She and Victor had been romantically involved, but their relationship had recently turned sour. Eliza had been seen arguing with Victor just hours before the show. And finally, there was Harold Mills, the stage manager, who had access to everything backstage. Harold had a quiet demeanor, but Clara noticed he seemed unusually nervous. As Clara dug deeper, she discovered a web of secrets. Victor had been blackmailing several members of the cast, threatening to reveal their personal scandals unless they complied with his demands. He had even tried to sabotage Eliza's career after their breakup. It seemed everyone had a motive. The glass of water was the key. Clara had it tested, and the results confirmed her suspicions. It was laced with cyanide. But how had the poison ended up in Victor's glass? Clara retraced his steps. Before the show, Victor had been in his dressing room, where he always drank a glass of water to soothe his throat. The glass had been brought to him by Harold, the stage manager. Clara confronted Harold, who initially denied any involvement. But under pressure, he broke down. Harold admitted that Victor had been blackmailing him too, threatening to expose a past mistake that could ruin his career. Desperate to protect himself, Harold had slipped the poison into Victor's glass during the chaos of the final dress rehearsal. He never thought anyone would suspect him. With Harold in custody, Clara couldn't help but feel a pang of sadness. The theatre, a place of magic and dreams, had become the setting for a real-life tragedy. As the lights dimmed on the stage, one final time, Clara knew that the show would go on, but the memory of that fateful opening night would linger forever.